Hello and welcome to our Understanding of the World lesson. Now, we've had a really wonderful time exploring Chinese New Year and really looking, and before that, looking at the different festivals that really looked at light, particularly during the dark months. Now, it's quite a special time of year at the minute because we're going from a time within the season that is normally very dark. It gets dark very early in the afternoons, and as we go towards spring, the sun is coming out earlier and it's brighter for longer. So I thought to finish our time of looking at Chinese New Year and all of the other festivals, remembering that within Understanding of the World, which is like our science lessons, we really look at the world. And at the world, it is changing at the moment. So we are getting more sunshine, it's becoming lighter. And I found a really lovely story that when I looked through it, it really looks at light and dark. So it looks at what the nighttime sky looks like. It looks undersea, so under the water in the sea. And I think what is beautiful about the book that I'm going to show you, which is called Here We Are by the wonderful Oliver Jeffers, is he's very good at showing the contrast between light and dark. So just as we've done with all of those festivals that come out in the darker months, really giving us light, I think this is what Oliver Jeffers shows in his story. So you can see here, he's showing us space, but it's not completely dark. There's something that's lighting up in the background. Can you see? So lots of you have spotted the stars. So even when it's super dark at night, often you can still see the stars that are lighting up the darkness. We've got aeroplanes, we've got space shuttles, we've got rockets. And there's something really uplifting, I always find, that knowing that even when we do go into the darker seasons, that we find ways to brighten it up. So I'm going to read you this story, and what I would like you to really look at in this story is look at the different ways that Oliver Jeffers shows lightness and darkness. Okay, Here We Are by Oliver Jeffers. Now this is a really lovely story because he actually wrote this for his little son. So it says here, "To my son Harland, this book was written in the first 2 months of your life, so when his baby was only 2, as I tried to make sense of it all for you. I'm really thinking of when a baby is born. When they're born, often babies are very attracted to light, and I think you can see that in his story. And there he is with his little son Harland, who's teeny tiny. Our solar system, one of a trillion. So you've got all of the solar system here. I think that's such a beautiful picture. And as I've said, even though it's in the middle of space, there is a light source there. What is it? Well done, it is. It's the sun. And I love this page because you can see how dark it is. But again, what's lighting it up is all of the stars. It's beautiful. Well, hello. Welcome to this planet. We call it Earth. It is the big globe floating in space on which we live. We're glad you found us, as space is very big. There is much to see and do here on Earth, so let's get started with a quick tour. Look how bright this page is. It's beautiful. The planet is basically made up of 2 parts, land and sea. Cold, pointy, really hot, bumpy, dry, hot, flat. Firstly, let's talk about the land. It's what we are standing on right now. We know lots about the land. Then there is the sea, which is full of wonderful things. And I absolutely love this page because, as we were discussing, you can see how light it is up here And as you get deeper into the sea, it gets darker. And I really like, and you see this, you find the diver that has to have a torch because it's so dark under there. It's just beautiful. We know a bit about the sea, but we'll talk some more about that once you've learned to swim. There is also the sky, though that can get pretty complicated. And again, as we've spoken, you can see, even though this is the sky at night time, because we've got the stars out, there's lots of things that are still giving us light. So we've got the sun, and then we've got the moon, which is reflecting the light from the sun, and the stars really brightening it up. On our planet, there are people. One people is a person. You are a person. You have a body. Go through all of that. Look after it, as most bits don't grow back. The most important things for people to remember are to eat, drink, and stay warm. Now, I know we've done this. What light source is this? Good job, everyone, it's fire. So it's not only giving off light here, but it's giving off heat, which is very useful for these people eating their pizza. People come in many shapes, sizes, and colours. We may all look different, act different, and sound different. There are many animals too. They come in even more shapes, sizes, and colours. They can't speak, though that's no reason not to be nice to them. It's beautiful. You may not be able to speak yet either, even though your head is filled with questions. Be patient, you'll learn how to use words soon enough. Generally, how it works is that when the sun is out, it is daytime and we do stuff. See all of the sun there. The rest of the time is night, when it is dark, save for the moon, and we sleep. Please? I love this picture because even though it's dark, you can still see Oliver Jeffers' pictures in there. It's beautiful. Things can sometimes move slowly on Earth. I'm really looking at this because this is now what we're beginning to see as we're moving into spring. Lots of things beginning to grow again. More often though, they move quickly, so use your time well. It will be gone before you know it. And again, really looking at all the different light sources that are in the buildings, because we all live in London, so we're all very familiar with this. Though we have come a long way, we haven't quite worked everything out, so there is plenty left for you to do. You will figure lots of things out for yourself. Just remember to leave notes for everyone else. It looks big, Earth, but there are lots of us on here, so be kind. There is enough for everyone. If you look at that Earth there, you can really see all of the lights there. And I can hear some of you saying that you know that's electricity. Well done. So remember when we learned about that as well. Well, that is planet Earth. Make sure you look after it, as it's all we've got. Now, if you need to know anything else, just ask. I won't be far away. And when I'm not around, you can always ask somebody else. You're never alone on Earth. Beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed that story. I love that story. I love Oliver Jeffers. Now, as we come to the end of our topic and looking at festivals and lightness and darkness, if you wanted to do a task today, I would love it if you could, just like Oliver Jeffers has done, think of a picture to draw that shows lightness and darkness, okay? So we've had Chinese New Year, we've looked at the lanterns, we've looked at lots of the lighting there. You can remember back to when we had the light sources. So we had candle, electricity and torch. Or you can just use something that maybe you have seen. So as we've briefly discussed about how the days are getting lighter, what does that mean? Does that mean things are growing? Have you seen things growing? Or maybe you would like to draw something at night time, and maybe a light that you've seen at night time. Okay, so it's a very open task, it's a very creative task, but that's what I love about Oliver Jeffers. He's really good at just showing us the difference between light and dark, and I would love you to have a go at drawing something like that too and sending it in to me. All right, have a lovely day everybody. Bye.